What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sorry it took a little bit longer than anticipated to get to this video, but I've been in the middle of moving and it's been a little bit difficult with work to get started on it. As you can see, I kind of did get started a little bit. Nothing special. I just pulled the headlights out. The front mount is on the ground in front of it. You can barely see it. And I just drained the fluids. So nothing special. My plan as far as this video, I guess tonight, it's currently Saturday evening. I'm gonna try and get the motor ready to be pulled tomorrow. I work till 5:30 my time tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and get the motor ready to be pulled by the time I get off tomorrow, because the plan is, if all goes well, to have my transmission with my transmission builder come Monday. So without further ado, I'm gonna get started. So if you're another B5 owner, I will say the only thing that's going to be different between my car and your car is the hardware. One thing I've noticed on my car is that the hardware is extremely random as far as like what it is and what it's supposed to be on my car. So that's going to be really the only different thing. The overall concept is going to be the same thing entirely though, so don't trip on that. Right now, like I said, I got the front mount off, headlights off, fluids drained, battery disconnected. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's like a huge step. Disconnect the battery. Do that. Now it's just disconnecting everything that connects the motor to the harness, and trying all the good stuff, basics. You know what I mean? I feel like this motor pull is kind of like it's overthought a lot. I know the first time that I did it, I overthought the hell out of it. I mean, if I were to be honest, I'm kind of overthinking it. I'm just making sure I know what I'm doing. Shout out for Watros for his video. But I feel like it's overthought a lot. It's a lot simpler than it seems. So right now, I just need to get this air intake duct off, the air box, all that good stuff, and then we're gonna start like disconnecting like the O2 sensor harness and all that jazz. It's really not that difficult. You'll see as I go. Don't want to spend too much more time talking. Just gonna start getting to it. So for the intake duct right here, going through the core support right here, for me at least, and I actually think it's supposed to be this. Don't quote me. Like I said, it's all miscellaneous as far as this car is concerned. Right here, I got two T25s, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove those, and then it should just flex out of here, going into the air intake box, like the air box right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those really quick. And then one thing I like to do, like Watcher said in his video, and I actually think he changed his name on YouTube, but that's just like what I'm used to. So I'll link it because his videos got me, like what got me through the first motor pull I got through with this thing, and it's what I'm referencing in the background for like the parts that I forget. So I gotta give the credit where it's due. The man is extremely helpful as far as this thing is concerned. So he did the same thing. He mentioned it in his video. I'll do the same because it is a big part of organization, which when you're pulling a motor, it helps. Baggie, marker, label what goes where. So this guy's gonna be air intake duct to core support, and I'll just throw it in my toolbox, and for when it comes to reassembly, it's gonna be that much easier. So there is also a bolt mounting the air box to the fender right here. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab that guy, disconnect the MAF, and then I should be able to take off that clamp holding on the accordion right here to the MAF, and my airbox should be able to just slither on out of there. So and then there are two, like, I don't know how to call it, like tabs that hold the airbox down underneath it as well. They kind of just snap in as far as mounting is concerned. So it's going to be a little rough like pulling it out. You just got to give it a little bit of a tug. So we'll just... Alright. Airbox is out. Don't come for me for this. I didn't do this. This wasn't me. This isn't even going back on the car, so like do not come for me. So now I'm just gonna start disconnecting everything that connects the engine to the car. Like I said, I'm referencing 4Watro's video. I don't want to basically copy his video, which if I were to show you the process in which I'm going through, I technically would be. So I'm probably gonna fast forward this a little bit just for the sake of not replicating his video. But if you do need any insight as far as that's concerned, I'll link his video in the description. That way you can see. It's a very great video. That's what I used to do the motor pull my first time. So yeah, as he says in his video, we're just going to start left to right and start disconnecting. I already basically got this, my power cable through. That is just a grommet going through the firewall. You just kind of pop it out from back here and pull it through. The accordion for the intake is off. Right now I'm going to do the evap lines and fuel lines, and yeah, we just go and get to it. So on this side is going to be your power steering reservoir. 4Watros mentions it in his video. I'm going to mention it real quick as well, just to hopefully save you guys a little bit of mess if you're not necessarily watching his video bit by bit. Try and drain this guy, because you're going to need to disconnect this bottom hose right here. And if this is full of fluid, it's going to save you a ton of mess. So I'm going to go ahead and drain that really quick, and we'll continue. Alright, so that is drained. So now I can disconnect the bottom hose down here. And now we're just going to do the power steering line, which is located back here. It's going to be, like he says in his video, it's right here for the fuel line. It's a 14 and a 17, and essentially you just hold the fuel rail with the 14 and twist counterclockwise with the 17. It's the same thing for the power steering line in the back, except it's a 17 and a 19, and you spin the bigger one. So we're going to get that off, and then I believe move on to the core support removal. Like I said, it's been a minute, so I'm referencing his video in the background as we go. So, like I said in like the first video, we're learning together. This isn't like, I don't know much about this chassis, and I'm not going to say that I do. So, kind of relearning the process as I go. So, I believe the next step after the power steering line, get the core support off. So, let's go to it. Alright, so now it's going to be removing the core support, which is fairly simple. It's just these main bolts here, and this is terrible, but mine's missing some of the main ones here. Some side bolts, of course the radiator clips and stuff. You got to undo the hood latch pin, and I believe that may be it. It's not too much, honestly. So we're just gonna get to that real quick. As you can see, there are a little bit of technical difficulties there. Not only with this, like, moving the radiator or core support, but just when I went to go pull it off, I forgot some clips, apparently. So, yeah. Definitely don't forget clips, because it turns into a major pain in the ass. So, going underneath the car, we are going to get the downpipe to midpipe disconnected, the drive shaft bolts, which are kind of in the middle or in this general area, trans mounts, axle bolts, all that good stuff from underneath. Then we're going to move on to the little bit of remainder stuff from up top, like the harness, the coolant reservoir, all that good stuff. So, let's get to it, and then we'll honestly probably leave it at that for tonight. I do work tomorrow morning, so probably leave it at that, and then we should be able to get this guy out tomorrow evening once I get off of work. So let's get to it. All right, so this is where I'm leaving it tonight. I got the wiring harness disconnected from the ECU, coolant reservoir obviously disconnected, going underneath the car. Oh, jeez. I got the trans mounts disconnected from the subframe, downpipes disconnected from the midpipes. I don't really feel like going all the way back there, but the drive shaft is now disconnected. Motor mounts, right up in this area. Those are now disconnected. So, in theory, it's basically ready to start pulling it. I know there's more to kind of finagle with as I pull the motor, but as of right now, this is where I'm leaving it for right now. I might pick the video up tomorrow after I get off of work. I might cut it here. I have not decided yet. If I just pick it up tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow after I get off of work. But for now, this is good night. Your boy's tired, so peace. All right, so it's next day after work. Basically ready to pull the motor. I forgot to disconnect the shifter assembly from inside the car, but I think after that it's good to go. There is the slave line that's still tucked up far up underneath here, but it's much easier to access once the motor's kind of like pulled forward a little bit, so I'm just gonna save that for then. But yeah, gonna start cranking on it, get it pulled. So, as you can see, it's next day, and the motor is out. Last night didn't really go as planned. My camera ended up dying because we got hung up on the axles for like 3 hours, bro. That's okay. It happens. You know, it's part of working on cars. Sometimes things don't go as planned. What matters is it's out. I would just highly suggest if you ever do it yourself to take the axles out because we were getting hung up on the trans mounts. Something fierce. But, like I said, all that matters is it's out. transmission separated from the motor because today the trans is going up to my buddy Danny to be rebuilt with some JHM goodies. If you're familiar with these cars, you probably know that the O&E transmission, the 6-speed that comes with them, the 1-2 collar is super brittle, and I didn't know that the last time it was running. I hit it with a good old hard 1-2 shift and hurt the collar, so now it's a little gummy going out of, in and out of first, second, reverse. So Danny's gonna get that taken care of. I bought the JHM rebuild kit that he's gonna throw in there. So he'll be coming to pick that up today. But as far as this video is concerned, I'm going to leave it there. Next time, we'll be putting this guy on a stand. I'm going to pull the car out. We kind of made a mess of the garage. There was just a good amount of coolant leakage that went down last night, and I'd like to get that cleaned up. And past that, I bought a pressure washer because I want to clean up this bay, something fierce. So I'll probably be putting the wheel back on. I only took one wheel off. Getting it off the stand and rolling it outside, cleaning it up, cleaning the garage out. And then we can start tearing this thing down. I got to get the wiring harness off and get it to a wiring guy here in town. He's going to take a look at it and see if he can fix kind of like, I don't know if I can even show you an example right now, but just some of the janky stuff that's going on with my car. Like, what's this? Like this is sketch to me. This just doesn't look like quality. So he's gonna give me a quote and see as far as what he can do as far as the harness is concerned. But that's it for this video. We'll tackle everything on the next one. I appreciate you guys stopping in as always. Like I said, it's a learning curve. We're learning together. So stop in next time. Drop, the like, comment if you want. Subscribe if you want to follow along with me in this this hell of a journey I'm going on, because let me tell you, that was a hell of a time. Appreciate you guys. Peace.